Oh, it's actually working. Ugh, YouTube's direct upload just sucks. Anyway, I couldn't post. I don't know. It won't allow me to post the last video as a response. So you probably should watch that one first. Post a link, I guess. But whatever. I don't know. Who cares? So just a quick add-on and to the video I made, which basically pointing out that the problem isn't debt in the hands of the wrong people. I mean, debt being created by either government or people, because it's the asset value that's the real problem, and who claims ownership. But the other problem is that the system we've created allows people um, to lend money without having to cash out the money that they're lending. So they're essentially allowed to keep an asset, okay, use the asset value to back up a loan. So they're allowed to hold basically two assets at the same time. They're allowed to use their ownership of one thing, the rich. So if they own a castle, they can say, well, it's appraised at $1 zillion. And now they can take that $1 zillion through the instrument of a bank, and now they can lend out the $1 zillion value of that castle. They don't have to sell the castle. They don't have to exchange the castle into currency, okay, and then lend the currency out. No, they're allowed to keep the castle and use the presumed value of it, the asset statement, to purchase, to create money that can purchase another castle. So they can own two castles now, and then they can use that second castle to finance a third castle or whatever. However, the stream flows, but they're able to claim ownership to assets that they never paid for. And that's why it bubbles. That's why this is inevitably not going to work. That's why it inevitably has to crash, is because they keep being allowed to extend their ownership without ever having to collateralize any of it. And so the bottom line is that everything acquires a fake inflated value. They collect a ton of interest while the system works, and then when the system crashes, well, that's it. That's the game is over, and everything's going to have to be, you know, radically. It's going to crash. I don't know where the pieces are going to go. I don't know where even the rich can hide when it really, really crashes. But the point is the crash is not going to be it's not going to be fun. It's going to be horrific, and it's all unnecessary. And it only happened because these greedy assholes were allowed to own more than one thing at the same time. They were allowed to own two things with the same money, theoretically. And that's the bullshit of the game they've been playing. They're this margin thing, leverage thing, this is all a big lie, because it's not really collateralized. And that means when failure comes, when you can't play the bidding game where you keep putting sticks on top of sticks on top of sticks, and you're theoretically pulling the sticks out of the stick pile. And so you get away with that in the cartoon that we've created. But in reality, you can't do that because there's no foundation for the sticks. And so the stick pile is going to crash. This is literally a house of cards, and the cards at the bottom have been used to put at the top. So that's the game. And it's really quite irrelevant that the governments owed money and the people borrowed money, because they would have done this with their assets anyway. They still would have done it. They still would have played the game because the instrument of a bank allowed them to. The instrument of a stock market allowed them to. And those are the evils. You get those out of the system, then you don't have this problem. The idea of creating a thing, an entity, a corporation, where you're investing in its profit potential rather than actually owning it. I mean, it's just a fraud. So anyway, that's the problem with the economy. So anyway, but you really should have watched the other video first. But anyway, it's going to get whatever. But that's the game. It's been revealed. It's been exposed. It's not about debt. It's about fraudulent ownership and interest. Getting surplus, earning money. Surplus is not a worker. It does not deserve a salary. Surplus deserves to retain its value. Nothing more. If I have a $20 bill, it should be a $20 bill 20 years from now. That's all I should be guaranteed. It shouldn't just grow by sitting in my pocket into a $40 bill. That is a bullshit psychology. So anyway. Enough said.